What is going on, guys? How are y'all doing? Okay, it's ELI'S.JYESTHA. We're back with another video. You know, we're back doing another video, and I am excited. You know, I've been on a hiatus, but I'm finna try to create little things instead of like just the transits. Put little things to where I can make easier and explain more better, and just have more things in the bag just for my audience, so you guys, you know, so I don't have to be away from doing this a lot, you know, because I understand life do happen and all that. So I just try to make sure, I'm just trying to make sure that I keep up with my channel and my channel doesn't keep up with me. Okay, because if I could, you know, do this all the time, like literally, like all the time, I would give myself to this, because I just know I would, and I know I can do this. But today's video, we will be getting into the pros and cons of every single zodiac sign. Okay, yes, so we will be getting into the pros and cons of every video. Alright, and so I want to start with pros. I was thinking about starting with cons, but it's not acidic, and not just to say I have to get in that type of energy to create the cons video, but I'm saying like I feel like something's pushing in me to find to give y'all the pros first. Give y'all why this sign is so beautiful in its own way. Give y'all why it's so eccentric. Give it why it's so powerful. Okay, why each sign is very beneficial. Why each sign is very needing for the zodiac sign house system. Okay, and when I talk about pros with this video, I'm not just going to be talking about the point of view from everybody, like just anybody in general, like from everybody, like what everybody would think. Okay, that's the good thing. Yeah, that is a good thing about a zodiac sign. I'm going with natural pros and natural cons as well, not just people word to mouth, and trust me, word to mouth is true too, but I'm just saying I'm not going to give you guys not just word to mouth, or not just through experience, not just those point of view. I'm going to give the pros and cons of if you are born under any of these signs as a sun. What is your automatic pro? Okay, what is your automatic con? Okay, what don't you notice that oh, you know, that you might have thought, damn, that is a pro, damn, that is a con of myself, that nobody has said yet. Okay, with this video, is going to be very objective, but I'm going to be talking for an hour at least for each sign of pros and cons, and if I am talking too much of the pros or the cons, and the hour had, you know, timed up, then I'm going to make a part 2. It's that easy, of whether or not it's pros and cons of whatever zodiac sign I feel like that needs to be touched up on, whether it's a pro or a con. Okay, and so with these pros and cons, not only will I give multiple different perspectives, I will give multiple different, I would say, formats of how and why these are pros and how and why these are cons. Okay, so we're gonna start with the pros, and we're gonna start with the first house. All right, so this video is intended to people who is one. If you are a Sun in Aries watching this video, watch this video. This is 100% for you. If you have a lot more than if you have more than 2 planets inside of any, first of all, if any of these houses, I mean these zodiac signs is in your first house, and you have planets there and you're ascended, this video is 100% for you. Especially if you have 2 or more. This video is 100% for you, for pros for Aries specifically, pros and cons. Okay, because I'm gonna go 1 through 12. I'm gonna go in regular order, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, and that's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna start out with the pros, and then the cons of each zodiac. So you'll probably see me do a pros video of Aries, then you'll probably see me come back on here and do a cons video of Aries, okay? But we're gonna be talking about the pros this video, and I want to again, like I said, if you are experienced and you go to a natal chart and you have a natal chart and you look on your chart and you see Aries anywhere around and you got planets there, especially the Sun, then this is for you 100%. Watch. If you have 2 or more planets in this zodiac sign of Aries, this is 100% for you to watch. If you have a lot of things, not even Aries in your first, if you have a lot of planets in your first house in general, Aries don't even have to be there. Watch. If you have Aries there and you only have a few planets and it's not the Sun, but it's more than 2, watch 100%. Okay, this is for people who have significant first house energy planets. So I mean first house energy. So please watch. Okay, this is more like an audio. So we're gonna start. With the pros of Aries. Okay, so what are the pros? If you are born in Aries, or if you have a significant amount of planet in the first or Aries in the sign of Aries, you are not just strong-minded. What do I mean by strong-minded? When I say strong-minded don't just mean this person okay, when I say strong-minded, it doesn't mean like, it's not just basic when I say this about the Sun. Meaning, they have an inclination of a literal strong mind. Okay? A strong psyche. Okay? And this is the type of sign to where their inclinations and their abilities is more so shown through action. Okay. The pros of this sign is the awareness. This is the pro of first house energy. You will have the awareness of a jackal or a hell dog or a jackdaw. Okay, meaning not anything calm. I'm just talking about situational awareness, energy awareness, and just natural higher physicality than individuals. All right, you will not have. You have a regular body, right? You might have a regular body, right? may weigh less than the known man, but since this is kind of like a Martian house, this house power is to give you a more abilities than an average sight, or more than somebody could, I would say. And when I say this, right, you could be a man, right, 5'4", right, and I wouldn't say you're big, fat, skinny. I would say you're regular. You're probably like regular size, right? Like regular weight, right? Somebody might, I wouldn't say try you, but somebody might underestimate you, and they weigh 100 more pounds. They may be taller. They may flaunt off that they have more power than you. This sign, at the most serious capacity as far as pros, and not only that, not just pros, but if pushed to the highest of the maturest of their abilities and known energy, they will have the natural characteristic, the natural ability to take somebody down 2.5 their size, 2.5 their weight, just off of good molass in the sense of self-defense. Okay, they will have they will be granted the war power, literally, for defeating who oppose them. Okay, they will be granted by the gods, the solar system, the universe above. Okay, and I'm just talking about man. Alright. Also too, self-control. This is one of the best signs at the maturest. Again, this is, guys, or anybody who's watching, this video is pros and cons, right? But this is probably the best of your energy, if you are whatever sign you are. Okay, so since we're talking about Aries, this is their capabilities, if they have to, or if they naturally got it, to push themselves to ascend to that level of their highest of their heights, their pros of their pros. Okay, they will be influential. Okay, the first house is very influential because this is a pro because of natural individuality. That's what I said, it's in here. Okay, they will have the natural individuality to gain sightseers, to gain more notoriety. Okay, this is the pro of this sign because of just the infectious energy of who they are. Not just who they are, but their soul, their subconscious, your subconscious and your conscious power is so at a level of so high that people are going to be attracted to do what you say, to do what you want, and not just off of you saying that, but because the energy is so infectious, it could bring somebody's spirit up. Okay, the pros of this sign is higher spirits. Okay, when I say higher spirited, I mean more so like you would have even in the wrongs, the pros is you will have a spirit over you. Even if it's not inside you, it will be more so like a Holy Spirit. Okay, like I made in a couple of videos when I first started. You have literally a infectious spirit to help you through the challenges of being this sign. Okay, it will be a very strong one. All right. More so, this sign is more so conclusive to be touched by a literal spirit in a good sense. This is the type of sign you might see do a lot of wrong, and this sign doesn't get universal punishment, because from somebody else's point of view, it may look wrong, but as they go into the perspective of being an Aries or being first house energy, if you know, and the universe knows that it's not wrong, of why certain circumstances may be pushed out to draw certain people to do certain things. Okay. With the first house, you gain pretty or handsome bone structure. Okay, if you have good potency, if you have a balance between your seventh house, that's debilitation, you will gain a very, very, again, alienated face, but very, very extravagant, very beautiful. And again, this is why this sign is known for body, for looks, because of how personal this person looks. Oh, that's that person. It's because of that. It's the pro of that. Okay. With being an Aries, also sometimes comes into being a quick hothead. Okay, no, this is, and we're not talking about cons, but I'm talking about the pros of this. It doesn't even have to be hothead. It could be, in a sense, very internally angry, very, very not angry, but more so quick to it. Okay, the sign is very quick to it, meaning it has to be a jump start. It has to get started. Okay, since it's the first house, things has to get started. Whatever is at the top of your list, it has to be done. Not because of just you, but because it is the thing to do. That's what certain people think. Okay. First house is natural inclination also to gain benefits from your partners, people who cannot stay away over your contagious energy. Okay. First house also gains you the pros of circumstantial benefits. Just because there's somebody getting shot to your right, does not mean you're about to get shot and die. Okay? This is the first house powers, meaning something, or even if you do, first house grants that strength to divert the eighth house, which is the afterlife, which is death. More so in the energy of inclination of gaining one's superiority over dying. Like, no way, Jose, that I'm gonna die from this wound. First house, the spirit and natural energy of birth grants that strength to keep your life essence of going. Okay. First house kind of has that blind confidence, but at the same time, if noticed by themselves, first house can give you more so much strength that it's incapable for you not to succeed. Okay, because of how strong the aura is of being just the first house, which is just being you. Hold on, give me 1 second. Freaking phone died. First house gives, again, at the highest of pros, it gives accountability to one's actions. Okay. To have accountability over what one has done is one of the most humane things to have on this earth. To have that energy to say, regardless of what the circumstance is, to have ownership of what you've done could be one of the biggest factors of being a human. First house grants you that energy and modesty if mature enough. Okay. Sorry, I'm eating Rice Krispies. Hold on. Okay. First house. First house gives you the increase of sexuality. First house gives you confidence in sexual behavior. Okay? You have a lot of first house energy. First house gives you a lot of passion. Hey, some people don't like aggression. A lot of people do. Okay? With that being said, first house, Aries, the pros is when displayed right, is self-confidence during, before, and after sex. Okay, if right, again, if right. Being first house, or the sign number 1, grants you energy boost and victory over enemies when it comes to court cases, defense, okay, separation, okay, it gives you an enhancement in the ability to separate. Mars is a very Mars is a right now planet. All right, it's what you do every moment, every second. Okay. The pros also too. This sign is very good at body control, artful and hand-to-hand combat. Okay. When fearless, or when angered, it's kind of like a fucking game. I said fucking game. See, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. But what I'm trying to say is, when this sign is past its wits, in a sense, it is granted extra stamina, extra boost in the sense of health. That's why I said video game. In the sense of their ability to go a longer period of a longer period, a second spirited in the sense of fights or things that is putting them in a self in a harmful self way. This sign is well versed with proceeding over the odds. Okay. What else can I say? This sign could be very masterful when it comes to opposing natures. So anything that is opposing their force, whether going through defeat, this sign is very powerful enough to not only overcome the defeat, but find the behavior, or not only that, find the essence of why is that defeat, and separate themselves into a whole nother zone or a whole nother category, whether it's through whatever way of victory. This sign can and will do that. This sign also has the power to bring in this sign has the power to bring out the highest pro in an individual. This sign has the natural willpower to see the best of somebody and the weakest of somebody, meaning whatever you show to the surface, this sign is highly focused, or is highly focused during your weakest and during your highest. They could find things out. Okay. This sign is very good when it comes to conscious abilities. Okay. This sign is very good at mastering, just like their opposite. This sign could be very good at mastering consecutive behavior or repetitive behavior. Specifically when it comes to masculine individuals. And I say first house, the pros, if you have this, is first house Aries, there's an increase to beat not only the odds normally, but also anything that is karmatic is insignificant. Anything that is cursed, like anything that anybody is trying to put a curse, this sign is highly resistant off of natural spirited, being naturally spirited. This sign is very highly, very, very watched by spirits in the sense of good ones. Okay, so it could literally reflect. what other things? Pros. The pros of being sign number 1 is the gain of people. Okay, this sign is highly what is the word when you pull people in? Energy magnetic. So this sign could easily pull people over to them accidentally too. Pros. Also, this sign is one of the strong. When independent, this sign could like being this sign, you could find out things to ascend you to levels that you've never been. You could break your own bracket. You could literally self-transform and with certain qualities that you gain from other people, and literally take off. Whether even if it looks as bad towards other people or people don't see your plan. First house is your plans. It's really your plot. Sixth house can be your plans, but the pros of the first house is plots. Okay. Being the pros of the first house is very blunt, but also too very modest, very honest, and it matures the highest of the heights of the sign. Very modest, but in a sense could be very blunt. But in a sense that could be very good. So if you have a lot of fire or a lot of things in the first house, you will want the pros of this. Like people could tell you things and be very blunt to kind of like, because one of the pros of the first house is people possession, and not only people possession, but self exposure. Meaning, one of the also pros of the first house is you could literally, even if somebody don't want to, bring their whole soul, spirit, and their whole essence to the forefront of their intentions and who they always been. First house can make you pull out somebody's individuality and not just that their real self to the forefront of who they really are. You could do that. You can make somebody first house can make somebody do that. First house gives you that personal confidence, and again that body invulnerability. All right, people who have a lot of first house needs a lot of like things done that is physically because of their souls, the power of their self-conscious, and not only that, the point of view of self is so specified, like self-focus. Okay, usually people who are self-focused within themselves, and not only that, if they are interested in anything, if they start to notice anything with somebody they care about, or not just that, just anything they are interested in or they have intentions in, then they will definitely memorize certain habits or things. With that being said, again, first house kind of gives that. Again, I want to go back to sexual energy. It kind of wants to be hone of their over their partner, meaning like very protective, very sort of like that aggressive love, or that I'm here love, morning, like putting themselves out to the like overextending themselves out, like overextending their energy. This is a pro of the first house. Overextending their actions, more so like their intentions, in a good way, like surprising somebody with a vehicle, or surprising somebody with a $500 freaking watch or something like that, you know. And they didn't know your circumstances. That's the first house. Or they didn't know, like, it was all because of good intention or what you went through to get that object. That's first house energy. First house, if you're Aries, this is also anything that is intended for self progression is bound to help oneself. This is one of the pros of being Aries. But to have that, you must be attentful to what you do and what you have an uproar energy about. Be handsful and be one of the also pros of first house is outspokenness. Be very outspokenness, and when the sign is very outspoken or stick to their own guns, this sign is, of course, one of the most powerful signs of the zodiac signs. Okay, you need yourself first before you need anything else. This sign is warranted to know about thyself, to know about self actions, to know about the who, what, where, and why of life. Okay, if not oblivious. Okay, and this is all pros, by the way. I think I'm done with I think I'm done with first house. But a lot of the pros, if you have a lot of first house energy, is necessarily for self. Okay, so if you have a lot of first house energy, you're already good in life, kind of. But not to say that, you know, again, I don't know where a lot of people's 12th house, first house is, so really it kind of helps if you know where your where Aries is inside your chart. But to take this idea again, there's a lot of things that I would say that, like, for yourself, this sign is, it may seem like they're trying sometimes to I would say, like, focus too much on themselves, but there is an embodiment of the spirit that defends and let certain energy with this sign get inside. Okay, with first house energy, because with first house energy, with pros, there could be a lot of things about oneself that one may not expose. Okay, so I would say pros too is gift of self. So certain people have certain gifts that they don't share with the world. This is their personal gifts. First house gives you a lot of niches, meaning a lot of like personal abilities that you may not tell other people, or you may not tell the outside world. Okay. I think I'm done for pros and Aries. I think I could go on and do another video. I think that was a little bit too like short in my opinion. Like I didn't really say much. So I'll probably go on and do another pros video, but I gotta keep the momentum going. I'm going to the cons. I have a lot to say about cons for every single zodiac sign, but there's a lot of pros to every zodiac sign, a lot of cons. Okay, peace out, guys.